Hello, hi, welcome. Today's video is all about why you didn't get that job. Some of the reasons why hiring managers and recruiters will never give you this kind of feedback purely because, well, it's kind of rude. So I will give you some feedback. So today's video, I'll give you 4 tips on why you didn't get the job. So number one, and it's probably one of the reasons why I failed the majority of the candidates that I interview. And I would say number one is that you were a wallpaper. You were boring. You didn't stand out from the crowd. I know, but think about it this way. Every company, every corporation is looking for somebody really to take initiative, somebody who makes a difference. And, you know, we are interviewing so many people that if you're not standing out from the crowd and if you're not really unique, you're not going to get the position. And what I mean by that is, you know, sometimes what happens, especially sometimes to mid or middle level, is you're trying so hard to be professional. You're trying so hard to be, you know, what you're supposed to do at an interview that, you know, you just get stuck in this shell of all of the answers that you read online of how you should answer interview questions. I'll give you an example of one of the very obvious, you know, when I ask areas of improvement, for example, you know, I will get people say things like, oh, you know, I don't know how to delegate and I like to do everything myself, or I lack patience. Please give me strength. You read that online, okay? We've all read it. I mean, like, sometimes I'm just not even bothered to be like, give me something else, you know? Really think about something unique that you need to improve on. Think about something that is different from you. For example, an area of improvement for me is sometimes when I get so busy, I don't think outside of the box. It's hard for me to think creatively because I'm so focused on getting tasks done that, you know, I don't think about how I can do tasks better. So that's my area of improvement, for example, and that's something that I'm working on right now. So do you see how that makes me just a little bit more human? That makes me a little bit different. I'm not saying it's a special answer. I'm just saying it's a little bit different. So, you know, stand out from the crowd. And, you know, the opposite side to being, you know, a wallpaper and so boring is to make that connection with the person that's interviewing you. You know, so go with that. Number 2 is, have you ever heard that saying, there is no such thing as a stupid question? Well, there is, okay? Stupid questions test our patience so much. And stupid questions always they tell us about your motives as well. Like, for example, if you ask about, you know, working hours or holiday, or, you know, and also stupid questions like that could have easily be found on the website, or, you know, stupid questions that means that you didn't follow the instructions or the emails that I sent to you in our communication. You know, I too am doing this and doing lots and lots of interviews. So I too want to have a kind of a unique conversation as well. And I don't want to have the mundane, boring questions that you ask me. So first and foremost, don't ask stupid questions. Stupid questions eliminate you. And also stupid questions are a red flag. And finally, stupid questions, you know, highlight your motives. And if your motives are about yourself as opposed to what you can bring to the company, then, you know, that says a lot about you. So don't ask stupid questions, ask unique questions. A unique question is, you know, ask something about the person that's interviewing you. A unique question is, you know, ask what are the expectations of this role in the first 3 or 6 months. A unique question is, tell me about somebody who's previously been a success in this role that I'm applying for. Those are unique questions. Those are questions I like to answer, you know, so definitely ask those questions. Number 3, it's number 3 is kind of it's an interesting one because number 3 is we don't think that you would stay. So one of the most hardest things is replacing somebody that you've just hired. It's really expensive, and it's really hard to train somebody new. So if I don't think that you're going to stay after I hire you, then I won't make that initial investment. So what that means, for example, a red flag is if you've jumped around a lot on your resume and you've had like 3 months, 6 months, 2 years and things like that. Maybe 2 years is decent, but if you've jumped around a lot on your resume, what would make me think that you would stay in this role as well? Also, think about it this way. If I hire you today and you leave a month later or something like that, it doesn't really look good for my record as well. So if you're overqualified or underqualified, make sure that you have some really good answers for that. But if you've jumped around a lot, really address that as well if the hiring manager hasn't addressed that. We can tell you're lying. It's so obvious sometimes that this is our profession. This is, we are trained to, detect these kind of things. So, make sure that your ducks are in the row is the best way that I can say this. So, sometimes you don't get a position because we don't think you would stay. And that's the bottom line. And finally, number 4, and it's the final one, is, maybe we just don't like you. And maybe we just don't like you is how you present yourself more than anything else. Maybe we just don't like you. It comes back to how you talk about other people. Do you come across as arrogant and overconfident? We not liking you means that, maybe you're not making eye contact or good communication with the person that's interviewing you. How you present yourself is so important. So, make sure that that is done, and again, it comes down to practice. Again, it's people hiring people, and people want to hire people that they like. And if you're coming across as unlikable or overconfident, my biggest pet peeve, by the way, they're not going to hire you. Yes, you must have amazing experience, or you've done millions in sales, or whatever the case might be. But if you're coming from a place of like I, as opposed to the team helped me and did this together, then it's a very, very unlikable trait. So that is probably the reason why you didn't get hired. And finally, I know this is not a tip, but it's actually a very important tip. Smile. It's not that serious. It's an interview. You're not curing cancer, so if you take the edge off a little bit and smile, it goes a long, long way. So that's what I would recommend. If you want to see more videos like this, and if you have any comments, I would love to hear from you. Please do subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.